woman should be in jail. Literally, Hillary Clinton should be behind bars. And so should the people who worked for her who did this. This is so blatantly corrupt. She wanted to distract from her email scandal. She cooked up a plan to accuse Trump of being a Russian agent in order to distract from her own legitimate scandal. She made up a scandal about Trump being a Russian asset. And they banked on the intel agencies working with her to perpetuate this lie, and it appears they were only too happy to assist.
What happens when a legacy built on spin, survival, and carefully rehearsed comebacks crashes into Megyn Kelly's surgical precision? Implosion. Hillary Clinton showed up in full political armor, but Megyn brought the scalpel and cut straight through. No fluff, no filter, just a live autopsy of the myth. This wasn't a roast. It was a reckoning. And Hillary never saw the spotlight flip that fast.
We now know how Russiagate got started, and we know that it was all a lie started by the Hillary Clinton campaign. That the Hillary Clinton campaign realized she was in trouble because of her email scandal, which had broken in 2015 in the wake of Benghazi. We found these emails of hers that were weird, and people were like, what server was that on, and so on. And it created a problem for her all the way up to...
Hillary Clinton walks into every room like the ghost of scandals past, trailing behind her a resume soaked in entitlement and email smoke. Megyn Kelly didn't just walk into that haunted house. She brought matches, a megaphone, and a flamethrower full of sarcasm. Hillary's not a politician anymore. She's a rerun with bad ratings, still delivering lines no one asked for.
More of a description. Here's a part, I won't make you watch the whole, a part of the trailer for Gutsy.
Okay, here we go. We're hitting the road to shine a light on women who inspire us to be bolder and braver.
Leadership doesn't look one way. It's a giant rainbow.
You're not gonna break me down. You get worn out before I do.
Women who push us outside our comfort zone.
Megyn didn't even have to dig. Hillary's political history is a buffet of blunders, served cold with extra deflection. Watching Hillary preach about leadership is like watching a GPS yell recalculating after driving into a lake. And Megyn, she's just in the back seat sipping coffee, asking why anyone gave this driver a license in the first place.
Clinton is now pretending like she did not call Donald Trump an illegitimate president when he beat her in 2016. She's expressing her horror and how indignant she is over him challenging the 2020 election results. And okay, that's fine. You can say you don't like how Trump behaved after, whatever, his loss, January 6th, the whole bit. But you cannot, if you are Hillary Clinton, play the whatever challenge and elect.
Hillary Clinton clings to relevance like she's duct taping a campaign together out of podcasts and TED Talks. Megyn Kelly didn't bother with pleasantries. She lit the illusion on fire. Hillary's brand of leadership makes people nostalgic for the sound of dial-up. She doesn't inspire. She reminds us what we thought we'd finally left behind.
Listen to you guys, but just for the record, let's play top 10.
I do think that he knows that he's an illegitimate president. I believe he knows he's an illegitimate president. He knows that there were a bunch of different reasons why the election turned out the way it did. And as I've been telling candidates who have come to see me, you can run the best campaign, you can even become the nominee, and you can have the election stolen from you.
She doesn't campaign anymore. She lingers like a pop-up ad begging you to subscribe to failure. And Megyn Kelly turned that lingering into sketch comedy. The Clinton Foundation. Not a charity. A missed opportunity in a pantsuit. And every time Hillary mentions integrity, irony slips on a banana peel and lands in a pile of shredded subpoenas.
And as she got closer to Election Day, she decided to concoct 2 lies about Donald Trump to distract from her email scandal. She got the Steele dossier through this Fusion GPS company that her campaign paid, and she got this group CrowdStrike, which was the one responsible for the hack into that. That's the one that said that the Russians hacked.
Megyn didn't exaggerate. She just held up the mirror, and the contradictions spilled out like a clown car on fire. Hillary's moral compass spins like a roulette wheel and always lands on deflect. She burns bridges, then gives speeches about unity. Megyn simply looked at the wreckage and asked, "How many times does history have to say no thanks before she gets the hint?"
Hillary Clinton just weighed in publicly again on why she lost. And just in case you were thinking it was because she didn't go to Wisconsin, you are wrong. It is you, women of America. It is your fault. She now sits down for an interview and decides that the reason she didn't win is American females. That they didn't like that she wasn't.
Megyn Kelly turned Hillary's ego into a piñata, blindfolded, swinging hard, and cracking open every lie with precision. Hillary talks about transparency like a magician promising to reveal a trick, right before pulling another trapdoor. Megyn skimmed the fine print and laughed, because if truth exists in that mess, it's buried under 6 NDAs and a server in someone's basement.
Hillary Clinton decided to drop an op-ed in the New York Times today that's entitled, "How much dumber will this get?" And she uses Signalgate and the messaging by Pete Hegseth and Mike Walls and JD Vance and Tulsi and others on there as the jumping off point to talk about how dumb the Trump administration is. Some highlights. She calls the Trump
pivot queen alert. One day she's a progressive warrior, the next, pragmatic centrist, then a feminist icon, and finally a spreadsheet in human form. Megyn Kelly didn't roast the inconsistency. She launched it into orbit. Hillary's campaign strategy is Control plus C, Control plus V. Same product, rebranded every time history size. Megyn just judged the whole routine like a talent show gone stale.
Are gutsy. And in case you just need a little bit more of a description, here's a part, I won't make you watch the whole, a part of the trailer for Gutsy.
Okay, here we go. We're hitting the road to shine a light on women who inspire us to be bolder and braver.
Leadership doesn't look one way. It's a giant rainbow.
You're not gonna
Legacy. That's the real comedy. Hillary Clinton wants credit for breaking ceilings, but all she's done is sweep up the shards and sell tickets to stand next to them. Megyn poked that fragile sculpture, and it collapsed into recycled press releases. Hillary still acts like she's on the ballot, but at this point, she's just background noise on the political playlist.
Let's talk politics for a minute. Hillary Clinton is back doing a late night tour. She spoke with Jimmy Fallon, and she had some thoughts on this boiling down to Trump versus Biden again.
What do you say to voters who are upset that those are the two choices?
Get over yourself. Those are the two choices.
Yeah, I love that.
Right? And
good.
you know, it's kind of like one is old and effective and compassionate, has a heart, and really cares about people. And one is old and has been charged with 90.
Megyn Kelly didn't just torch the brand. She exposed the business model. Power by nostalgia. Strategy by memory. Relevance by sheer volume. Hillary has been playing the same political character since MySpace. And Megyn didn't need to assassinate that character. Hillary wrote, directed, and produced her own downfall. All Megyn did was point out the missing plot twist.
Joe and Kamala can win by 3 million votes and still lose. Take it from me. So we need numbers overwhelming so Trump can't sneak or steal his way to victory.
Okay. So why can't a smart guy like Marr know that? I mean, he genuinely seemed surprised to hear this from me. He doesn't, I think it's just his true hatred.
The mic doesn't belong to her anymore, but Hillary Clinton still grabs it like it's 2008. She's selling outdated politics like they're infomercial reruns, pitching them with a confidence that screams, "I haven't read The Room since the Bush years." Megyn Kelly didn't argue. She rolled the bloopers, played the laugh track, and reminded everyone. The sequel flopped.
She created this entire storyline around the Russians doing these terrible things in tandem with Donald Trump in order to, yes, hurt Trump, but also mostly to distract from her own scandal. And we also know that Obama knew. He knew about it. He was told by his intelligence agencies in the late summer and fall of 2016.
And Megyn Kelly didn't just revisit the scandals. She turned them into fireworks. Hillary isn't feared anymore. She's dissected, memed, and archived. Not a phoenix, just a reboot running on fumes. Megyn simply pointed to the empty spotlight and said, "This is the show now." Hillary Clinton built a brand she can't outrun. A name that echoes in punchlines, not policy. The myth is dead. And Megyn just wrote the eulogy with a smirk.